Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for June 2026. It is a collective general reading. So as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. And if you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said, now let's begin. Okay, tapping into the Aries collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Aries need to know for June 2026? What do they need to know? One more shuffle here. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, we have the Three of Cups. In the top row, we have the Hierophant, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the Two of Pentacles. Flanking the Three of Cups is the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and in the bottom row we have the Nine of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the King of Wands. Sneak peek now into July. Can't believe I'm saying that, but July, here we are. Page of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and Judgment. And that leaves the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, Two of Wands here at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's clarify this now here for you, Aries. We're using the After Tarot deck to clarify these cards. And if you're not familiar with this deck, the images are different. It does alter the meaning of the cards as well. And we'll go through them as necessary for your reading today. So for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements for June 2026, we are clarifying the Hierophant, the Hanged Man, Two of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Three of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Four of Wands, and the King of Wands. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. The Hierophant is being clarified by Justice. The Hanged Man is clarified by the Three of Cups. The Two of Pentacles is clarified by the King of Swords. The Seven of Wands is clarified by the Eight of Swords. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Magician. The Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands is clarified by the Seven of Wands. The Four of Wands is clarified by the Five of Swords. And the King of Wands is clarified by the Queen of Cups. Bottom of the deck, again, sneak peek now into July. Knight of Wands, Six of Swords, Queen of Swords. And that leaves the Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. Well, what do we have here? Your overall energy for the month of June, sorry about that, 2026, is the Three of Cups to the Magician. You are manifesting, but you're manifesting from your heart, which is interesting. You're not manifesting from your fire energy. We have plenty of fire here on the table, but this is you manifesting a situation, environment, a connection, some type of pathway here in your life that will be like a reason to celebrate. I feel like you are manifesting happiness, community, prosperity, union. There's something here of like, I want it all and I want to be really happy with it. I like this energy for you a lot. I typically don't see the Magician card come out for an Aries reading. So this seems to be the month where I have all of the aces that I need to create this new pathway here in my life. I want that pathway to lead to a place of contentment, happiness, emotional stability. And so you're not only embodying that energy of emotional stability, you're also manifesting that the path that you're on now will be emotionally fulfilling to you as well. In the top row, this is quite interesting. We have you here in the energy of Justice to the Hierophant, Three of Cups to the Hangman, and the King of Swords to the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to clarify this here for you, but the Hierophant to the Just card, there's something here already established in your life, a job, a career path, a relationship, a marriage, some type of tie or obligation that you have to maybe a community, political, or religious organization. Then we have you in the Hangman to the Three of Cups. It's almost like you're starting to wonder, does this actually fulfill me? Because you're manifesting the Three of Cups and you're manifesting from the place of the Three of Cups. But Hangman to the Three of Cups following Hierophant to the Justice card is almost like, this is what I want because I'm not quite sure it exists here anymore. And that Two of Pentacles to the King of Swords, it's like you're trying to use your logical side, if you will. Again, you're not making this decision from a place of fire. So you're using intuition and that cup energy, that Three of Cups is Cancerian energy. And you're also using your logical mind to weigh the pros and cons of whether or not something that is already established in your life is actually bringing you the emotional contentment that you're desiring. Flanking the Magician to the Three of Cups, we have the Eight of Swords to the Seven of Wands. I like this because I think for a while here you have been holding yourself back from even wanting to think about this. It's like, whoa, 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 this is way too established in my life. I shouldn't even be questioning this at this point, but you are. At least you're beginning to think about it. I don't think you're letting anything go just yet, but you're beginning to give serious thought about walking away from whatever that Hierophant is to you. And so we see you freeing yourself from some type of self-imposed limitation you put on yourself, like, I can't even think about it. In June, you're like, I need to give serious thought to this. Flanking the other side of the Three of Cups to the Magician, we have the Nine of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. There's a feeling here of, can I really become a single, free, independent, autonomous of that Hierophant energy? Again, this is something that's like, it's a staple in your life, or it's been in your life for a long time. In the bottom row, we have the Nine of Wands to the Seven of Wands. It's possible for some of you that you do make a decision here in June, but you don't quite act on it. You seem to be very defensive about the decision here that you're making. We then have you in the Four of Wands to the Five of Swords. There's something here about house, home, structure, stability, community. You seem to be at odds here with another individual or with other people. And then we are ending the month of June here with the King of Wands to the Queen of Cups. Now we see fire energy. Because for me, queens exist in the present as they process the past, and kings take action. It's not hierarchical. It's not masculine versus feminine. It's just the way I interpret a suit in tarot. And so it's like, now based upon my intuition and as well as my logical mind, now I can take action. So it looks like you are weighing the pros and cons about whether or not something that has been a staple in your life for a while will continue to be that staple in your life. Let's clarify the Hierophant. Let's get a little bit more context here for you. Clarify the Hierophant here, please, for Aries. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Hierophant is clarified by the Devil, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Tower. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck, you have the Eight of Pentacles. That's really interesting because I think one of the readings that I did for you in the last week or two of May spoke to something like the Tower was coming, and it was like you needed to prepare for the Tower, or the Tower was going to happen. Let's clarify justice. Clarify justice here for me, please. Clarify justice. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Justice is clarified by the Emperor. That's you, whether you're masculine or feminine. The Star and the Sun card. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. So there's something here in your life that has been a staple in your life, some type of obligation. And again, it could have to do with like house and home, community, organization, familial connection, possibly marriage for some of you. There's this feeling that you get is like, this is too restrictive for me. And I think that's a decision here that you're making. I can't be Aries. And I don't know at what point in time, and I think this came up in the angel reading that I did for you in the last week or two. Over a course of time, I have a group of you where you have had an inability to say no, and your obligations have like covered your plate. And we all have a plate of responsibilities, but you in particular, out of the other 11 zodiac signs, you have taken on more. And I think what you've done is you put yourself in a cage. And I feel like I have a group of you here where in the month of June, you're waking up to that cage and you're realizing this is too constrictive. I put too much on my plate, too much obligation. And there's one particular obligation here in your life where the feeling is, I can't do this anymore, and I don't want to do this anymore. Emperor. Then we have the Emperor, the Star, and the Sun. I desire or would like to move towards wish fulfillment. I want to be happy. I want to be free. Notice the children here and the Sun card in the After Tower deck. Very free. Even the Star card in the After Tower deck. Very free. So there's something here that you're realizing that at some point in time you agreed to or you entered into contract with that just became too constrictive for you. And I think you fed it for a good amount of time, because we're going to clear that 10 of Pentacles next, but clarify that 10 of Pentacles. But the feeling here is I've been existing in this for so long that I didn't realize how constrictive it was until one day at some point in time here in the month of June. It's like you wake up to that realization. I'm not going to clarify the Hangman to the Three of Cups, because I think your realization here is that's not happy. That's restriction. That's not happiness. I'm not going to clarify King of Swords to the Two of Pentacles, because I feel like this is just you contemplating that whole situation with your logical mind. I do want to see how you get to this point where you're like, because I think for a while there you didn't even want to see this. It's like I don't even want to consider that. Like I don't want to look at it. So what brings you to this point in that Seven of Wands? We have the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords, bottom of the deck, the Fool. Wow, Aries. Okay, so at some point here in June, you realize, regardless of how long I have been in that situation, environment, or connection, or how much I try to work on that situation, environment, or connection, or how much I invest in that situation, environment, or connection, I'm not happy. I'm in the Four of Cups. And I feel like life is passing me by and I'm wasting time on something that at some point in time, either brought me happiness or brought me some level of success. But I've grown since then, and it's now too restricting for me. It's too constrictive. Clarify that Eight of Swords, King of Wands. There you go. You showed up here twice, and there you came jumping out of the deck. So this is almost like, no, I have to look at this realistically. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Moon. And the next card out is the Seven of Cups, bottom of the deck, the Fool. Both decks show the Fool. And so in June, and I think for most of you, it'll happen within the first week or two, the realization is that worked for me, or I wanted to work for it or with it, but I no longer do. In the After Tarot deck, the individual in the Seven of Cups card, they're leaving Six Cups on the shelf, something here that's been in your life for a while. They're leaving the Six of Cups and they're grabbing the Ace of Cups. This is you wanting a new job, maybe to transition from one industry to another in terms of your career. Maybe deciding that the community you grew up in or that you've lived in for quite some time no longer suits you. Some type of affiliation you have to a community, political, or maybe even religious organization. Those core values, they just no longer align to who you are, or you feel like you no longer align to their mission or their purpose. For some of you, this has been a long-term established relationship in your life, possibly even a marriage. And you're keeping all of this to yourself. So you're working all of this out logically, as well as using your intuition. Again, we have that Moon card there. So it's all beneath the surface, but you're processing all of this on an intuitive level as well as an intellectual level. Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. Tell me about the Nine of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Two of Cups, Justice, and the Page of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Ten of Wands. Wow. So remember we had the Hierophant here, clarified by the Justice card. Ten of Pentacles. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Ten of Pentacles is clarified by Temperance, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hermit, bottom of deck, Nine of Pentacles. So there's a feeling here of whatever I built up in that Hierophant, reputation, wealth, status, commitment, I can find that elsewhere. I don't have to settle for that. I can find it elsewhere. Two of Cups, I can find another partnership, professional, platonic, or romantic, that'll be better balanced for me. Wow, I'm so shocked to see this. We then have Temperance, we have the Four of Pentacles, and we have Hermit. This is like after a long period of introspection, finally really taking a look at this and realizing this situation, environment, or connection that I have held on to for so long, almost for dear life at times, right? This sort of white knuckle death grip here. I'm willing to let it go. I'm willing to walk away from it. Again, I'm not quite sure you're doing it in June. We don't have, well, I still have the bottom row to clarify, but it's not the energy. We're not seeing a Ten of Swords, Death card, World card, like a definitive end. but intellectually to you, through your thought process and intuitively to you, this is done and over with. You don't want this, whomever, whatever this is in your life. And I say that because in the After Tarot deck, the Four of Pentacles is met by the Grim Reaper, which is scorpionic energy. So it's this feeling of, okay, maybe I have great success at this job, but I could find another job and have great success there. Maybe this marriage or long-term partnership didn't work out, or we have just changed, or I feel very, I don't think you dislike this person if this is like a marriage or a long-term partnership. There just seems to be a feeling here of indifference. And there's a very like, you don't feel emotionally nurtured in the connection. But it's like, but I'm not ruling it out that I can't have that in the future elsewhere. In the bottom row, we have the Nine of Wands to the Seven of Wands. This is a very defensive posture on your part. Like, this is my decision. And if anyone were to challenge me on this decision, I'm willing to defend this decision. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Nine of Wands is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the High Priestess, which again is your intuition. So again, we don't have any swords for you. I don't think you're even verbalizing this to many people, but it's almost like you're gearing up on the inside. Nine of Wands, very defensive posture here in the deck I use for you. The Seven of Wands in the After Tarot deck is, if anyone were to question this decision, I'm willing to defend it. The Seven of Wands, once the people do cross that boundary, the individual here is seen like protecting themselves. So it's like, this is your stand. This is what you're deciding to do. This is the direction you're choosing to move in. Because at the end of the day, you want to be in the Nine of Cups and not the Four of Cups. In that situation, environment, or connection, your realization is, it's the Four of Cups, and I want better for myself or my life moving forward. Clarify that Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Wands is clarified by Six of Pentacles. The Four of Swords and the Three of Pentacles shows itself again. Bottom of the deck, Four of Cups, which you originally have here. You're prepared to dump that out. In the After Tarot deck, the individual is dumping out that cup. We see you here in the After Tarot deck in the Six of Pentacles walking away from that situation, environment, or connection. Again, I'm not sure if you're physically doing it in June, but you are now emotionally detached from it. You're giving to it even less than you did before. Remember, originally we had you in the Eight of Pentacles of giving and over investing in whatever this is. Both decks here, you take it down to the Three of Pentacles. There's almost like in the Four of Swords, there's almost a period here for you in June where you're sort of, I don't want to say that you're mourning this, but the feeling is like, I need to put this to bed once and for all. I can't continue to exist in this. You do. But again, it's at like a reduced level here. Four of Wands, clarify the Four of Wands. Clarify the Four of Wands. Let's get one more shuffle here. Thank you. Four of Wands is clarified by Six of Swords, King of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. Well, Four of Wands, Six of Swords, King of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Four of Wands here seems to be tied to that Hierophant or the stability here that you had. And the Five of Swords, there's some possible argument here. Tell me more about this. One more shuffle. Thank you. Five of Swords is clarified by the Lovers, the Page of Wands, and the Ten of Wands. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. Shows themselves again. It's possible for some of you, you are communicating this to someone. It could be like the job that you're leaving or the community group that you're leaving, maybe even the love partner that you're deciding to move on from. There is communication here. That Lover's card is Gemini energy. Gemini is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is communication. We have the Five of Swords. It's a very combative response that you get from whomever is involved in that Hierophant. They seem to not agree with the decision that you're making. So you were right here to assume that you would get pushback, because it looks like the moment you do vocalize that you want a Six of Swords to move on from whomever, whatever this is, you are receiving pushback. King of Wands. Tell me about the King of Wands here. Tell me about the King of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Wands is clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. Bottom of that, Queen of Wands. Well, you just shocked me there. It looks like at the very last minute in June, you are leaving this situation, environment, or connection. Tell me about that Queen of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. Queen of Cups is clarified by the Fool. There you go. Page of Cups and the Five of Cups, bottom of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. So for most of you, please don't allow tarot to dictate what you do. But it appears here that once you start to discuss your separation from that situation, environment, or connection, the pushback is so strong for you that it makes you realize, I should just leave now. So this could be a confrontation between you and a boss, where you're telling them that you have given considerable thought to leaving the company and there's some pushback. It's aggressive. It's not like, oh, but we want you to stay and we can work it out. It's very aggressive towards you. I'm going to clarify this even further. And that seems to be the point where you're like, you know what? I'm just going to leave. That seems to be what's happening. And even if you're talking to your spouse or long-term partner here, and you're saying, I'm not comfortable being in this, or maybe we should consider parting ways, the negative response is it's too much for you. Because again, remember, your realization here is, I stayed here longer than I even should. There's almost like, you should be grateful that I stayed in this as long as I should, because anyone else would have left us a long time ago. That's the feeling here. So the moment your authority or your position here is challenged, your decision is challenged, it seems like that's where there's an abrupt end here that is occurring. Anything else Aries needs to know about the person or people that are giving them the pushback? Anything else you need to know? One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Empress, we have the Hermit, and we have the Star. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. Anything else you need to know? One more shuffle. Thank you. You have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords, and you have the World card. Bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. This becomes such a combative energy that when you say, you know what, we're done here, their response back is, you know what, yeah, we are done here. So I feel like whoever the Hierophant is to you, the situation, the environment, the connection, they haven't been quite happy in this either. So when you decide to let go due to their verbal aggression here, it looks like they're in compliance with you. Let's look now into June. I'm sorry. Let's look now into July. Clarify that Page of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and Judgment. One more shuffle. Thank you. This is clarified by the Two of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Swords. Clarify this further, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have the Ten of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands, Seven of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. There's a possibility for you that whomever you're abruptly cutting off here in June comes back in July, but I don't see you falling for it. I see you moving forward. In the After Tarot deck, the Knight of Wands is forward moving. Even the Six of Swords, it's like you're not only just moving on, you're ever closer to where you want to be. So for some of you, like, you're landing another job, you could be relocating. There are like things in motion here. And I don't see you returning to the past, even if that job or the community group or the romantic partner, comes back in July and tries. I even see you shutting down the conversation here, Aries. Let's get you some advice. I was not expecting that. You really shocked me here at the end. It's in the After Tarot deck, the Five of Cups. The person's not even crying over the Three Cups spilled. They're already eyeing a new set of Two of Cups. So like, once this happens, you're already on to the new. I'll just find another job. I'll find another community group. I'll find another place to live. Like, you're not crying over the spilt milk here. Let's get you 3 cards of advice. 3 cards of advice for Aries. And then we'll close it out with some oracle cards and some kippers. You shocked me, boo-boo. You shocked me on this one. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Your advice. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. And we have the Seven of Wands. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups. Once you make your decision, stick to it, because you will be challenged here. And there's something here about you being very grounded, which I see that you are very grounded when you make this decision. Once you make the decision, hold firm to that decision. Any advice on holding firm here? People will challenge you. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Wands, you showed up 3 times as the King of Wands. You showed up 3 times as the King of Cups. And then you have the Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck, you have the Magician. You have an ally here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This seems to be someone that will help you defend this decision of yours. So it could be like your spouse or a family member. There's something like that, a very close friend. There's someone here, and look, you got the Magician here at the bottom of the deck. So once you make the decision to part from whomever, whatever this is, you do have someone here who's sort of like a counterpart to you. They could be a fire sign like yourself, or maybe they are a water sign. But I do see this person helping you push back on the people that are not approving or agreeing with the decision that you've made. Let's get some oracle cards now for Aries, please, for June 2026. 3 oracle cards here, please, for Aries. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have dreams, balance, and resilience. Bottom of the deck, goal. I'll read these to you in a second. 3 more oracle cards here, please, for Aries. One more shuffle. Thank you. We have dancing flames, mystic mirror, and enchanted forest. Bottom of the deck, hidden cave. So your dreams. Keep pursuing your innermost dreams and ideals. We see you doing that here with the Magician to the 3 of Cups. You then have balance, achieve harmony within yourself, creating stability in all areas of your life. And that's what you're doing here. You're not just, this is not a head over heart decision. It's not a passion or fire, over intuition decision. You are very logical and very grounded with the entire process here, like intellectually, spiritually, your intuition. Everything here is equally balanced for you. And so I just see you, again, you're making this decision from a very grounded standpoint. And then you have resilience. Possess strength that doesn't easily break, growing stronger under pressure. There is something here about you receiving pushback from one person, possibly a group of people that feel like you're making the incorrect decision. I don't believe you are. I think you're following your logical mind. I think you outgrew whomever or whatever this is. And I think what you're realizing is, for all I know, I only have one life to live. And I'm going to make sure that the days before me are my best days yet. And I think you have every right to do that. Dancing flames, celebrate your passions, let your enthusiasm shine. So I think this is a very good advice card here for you. People might try to dim this for you because you seem to be very excited about the new. You're very resolute about the new. Don't let anyone dim that fire for you. You then have mystic mirror. Self-reflection brings insight. Look within. That's exactly what you're doing as you make this decision. And then you have enchanted forest. Magic surrounds you. Open your heart to wonder. And this is very much giving me like that magician vibe energy. Let's close it out now with some kippers. So at the bottom of this deck, we have the goal. Set clear goals and move forward with courage. That's what you're doing. And then we have hidden cave. Secrets are revealed. Trust in your discoveries. Yeah, I think this was like I don't want to say it was a secret within you, but this is not new for you. You've been toying with the idea that maybe you're outgrowing that. So I just think that you allowed yourself to give considerable thought to it. And it looks like your decision here in the month of June is like, yes, I have outgrown this. Let's get you 2 Kipper cards here for each row for Aries, please. We have poverty. And we have house. Interesting, because we have that 4 of Wands there. So there is something here in your life that has been structured or stable for quite some time that you're choosing here to basically leave out in the 5 of Cups or the 5 of Pentacles, to abandon this. In the next row, we have message of concern. I feel like this is the person or people that you are notifying of this. And then we have concern again. Yeah. So you have 1, possibly 2 people here that are very concerned by your decision to move in another direction. And 2 cards here at the bottom. You have the gift card came flying out and courthouse on the side. So there could be something here for some of you, contractually speaking. Maybe you have to go through a divorce. Maybe there's a work contract that you have to resolve. There's something like that here for you. But the ending of this is actually a gift to you. And I think that's how you're seeing it. We have coffin, distant horizons, and we have marriage. For some of you, this is the end of a marriage. And if that's the case, that would explain why that courthouse is on the side. So there would be like dissolution of the marriage over the next 3 to 6 months. For me, the distant horizons card is a 3 to 6 month timing card. So for some of you, that's what's happening here. For others of you, you are entering into a new contract, whether that is, professional, platonic, or romantic, within 3 to 6 months of you closing this out. Expectation. That was that feeling I had here. I think whomever is on the other end of this has known for a while that you weren't happy, because when you seem to say, all right, that's it, I'm out there, like, fine, yeah, me too, is the feeling. There is some chit chat here in July with them, but I don't see them pursuing you too hard, and I don't see you returning either. That is what I have for you, Aries, for the month of June 2026. If you like those messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that on your mobile device. And don't forget to check out your other placements. Until I read for you again, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.